Reset, na? Oh yeah. So we'll be talking about this clavicle fracture. First, let us know something about the clavicle first. Clavicle is a long bone which is horizontally placed, and its shape is somehow letter like S, where one part is convex, another part is concave. So convex part is medially and concave part is laterally. And moreover, you will find that this medial part is circumference is somehow different in shape from the round jacket, but laterally you find it is almost flat. Then this is the under surface and also the various ends. This end is called sternal end, which is articulating of the sternum, and this part is called acromion end, which is articulating of the acromion process of the scapula. And these are the coronal tubercle, and this is the tubercle where there is attachment of the deltoid muscle. So these are the various important muscle which is attached to the clavicle. Like you have the trapezius muscle here, the big muscle, the inner side of this clavicle, and the outer side and lateral side you will find the triangular sepate muscle, which is big muscle, called the deltoid muscle, lying laterally. And medially you will find the attachment of the lateral pectoralis major muscle, some fibers taking origin from here, and also the sternocleidomastoid is lying at the medial upper third. The middle one third is important. So these all the muscles are very important, and integrity of the muscle or integrity of the bone is very important to have the efficient effectivity of the muscles action. So it is also important to know that beneath this clavicle we have a very important structure going here. This is called brachial plexus. Along with we have the vessels as well, subclavian vessel and artery. These are very important structures, and very rarely, of course, it is true that in the case of fracture here, there is a possibility of injury to the underlying structure as well, because these are very nearby, and in a situation where there is fracture going in, may probably cause the injury to the neurovascular structure also, which is detrimental. Fracture is not detrimental, it can be treated. But in the case of your neurovascular injury, you have to be very alert to know about the situation. That is why it is always important to look in any sort of injury. You should also look for the distal neurovascular integrity of the nerve and vessel. So these are the various ligaments which are also important to hold it. Here you do have a ligament which is coming from the process here, attached to the lateral one-third under surface of the clavicle. This is conjoint ligament, the trapezial ligament, and the coronal ligament. So important to hold this like a parachute at the lateral end of the clavicle. So peculiarities of the clavicle is very important. That it is a collarbone. Beauty is means more the thin, more beautiful. Superficial bone, which is ossifies starting ossification early, but it is last to few. The long bone with horizontally placed. This long bone, only long bone that is horizontally placed. At all are axially placed, longitudinally. And occasionally this pairs by the nerve also, which is a rare phenomenon to be seen in other parts of the bone. The function of the clavicle is serves as the bony link between the axial and the upper limb. Means on the upper limb, only bone which is communicating bone, that of the axial skeleton is your clavicle. So stable linkage is important to have the important muscles working on it. And as I said, it is a protective cover for the neurovascular structure, particularly brachial plexus, and it contributes for respiratory function also. So how it can get injured? It can be injured by two ways. One, a direct hit on this clavicle may do so. Direct hit, this is called direct trauma. And indirect trauma, when there is a fall on the outstretched, that they also finally may lead to your fracture of the clavicle. Then you have the deforming force. See, in a situation like this, because of the pull of the muscle, the fragment may get displaced here. So it depends upon at what level this fracture. If it is fractured here because of the muscle push sternocleidomastoid, this fragment will go out. On the other hand, if there is a fracture underneath here, ligaments are there. If there is a fracture here, this fragment may go above. In a case where there is injury to the conjoint ligament. So now let us go for the classification. This classification known as Alman classification, which is being divided into three parts. One is called medial one-third, another is called lateral one-third, another is called medial one-third. And this is the area where it is a junction between the two curvatures. See, this curvature is going like this, it's concave and it is convex. So since this is the area of junction of the two curvatures, so this is the area where there is no fracture seen. So maximum fiber of fractures in the clavicle is seen in medial one-third. So this is Allman classification. As I said already, whatever it might be, this is the area where there is maximum. It may go for segmental fracture, it may go for convergent fracture, that's a different thing. But commonly, the fracture is commonly seen in the medial one-third. So clinically, while the patient is coming to a trauma, you will have pain, you will have swelling, you will have tenderness, you will have a subcutaneous lump. This is seen in case of your clavicle fracture. So if the patient is coming to you, if you look at this, and in case of displacement, you will find the fragment is going up like this, which is very become as prominent. One can see the other side is normal, one side is very much prominent. There is ecchymosis because of the blood collecting here following the fracture. And in the X-ray is done, they will find the fragment, one is going up, one is going down. There is displacement because of the sternocleidomastoid muscle attached here, it is pulling it down. But that is why you will find the fragment getting displaced in the case of fracture. So in a situation like this, it is not the only the fracture you look at. You have to look out for the integrity of the neurovascular status below. So it is important to look for the integrity of the fractures and also look for the thoracic, because thoracic cavity is nearby. In the case of trauma, there may be associated fractures of the ribs also. There may be hemothorax, there may be pneumothorax as well. So in this X-ray here, see this is X-ray. Here you will find the fracture here also in the scapula. So the scapular ring is formed, fracture here. So what is the treatment of choice? Treatment, most of the case of fracture clavicle can be treated by conservative treatment. Operation is hard limited, even how it is done. Even in case of children, the fracture is undisplaced and only colon cuff is sufficient. But in case of adult, you have to have two parts. One is the clavicle base, or what is called figure of 8 base, and there is a triangular thing you have to apply here to avoid the gravity pulling the fragment down. So this is the clavicle bell where it is being applied from the posterior side to support the fracture here. If this fracture is there, you have to hold it like this. On the other hand, this is triangular thing here to give a support, so that this weight is not allowing pulling it down, so the fragment get angulated here because of the weight of the limb. So to counteract this, you have to apply a triangular sign like this, where this is going to support it from below. So fracture fragment getting displaced, figure of 8 bandage is being done. And it is also important to look for that your bandage which you are going to apply should not be very tight enough. If it is very tight enough, patient may feel discomfort, tingling sensation in the hand, and this will becoming discomfort for him. So this, and also it is important that it should be loose enough. It is loose, it is not able to hold it. So it should be optimum one, not too tight, not loose also. So in a situation where conservative treatment fails, in certain occasions you may need to go for operation. What type of operation? We'll talk. But what are the conditions where you need to do operation, like open fractures, committed fractures, neurovascular injuries, symptomatic non-union, soft tissue interposition, clavicle fracture, with glenoid and scapular fracture where there is more fractures around. You may need to give support to one of the components, and it is easy to give the support to the operative technique in the clavicle. Fracture of the distal heart with the ligamental rupture, and a polytrauma patients, probably it is easy to mobilize the patients to do some sort of fixation. So fixation may be two types. One, the intermediate screw fixation, which can be done from the lateral side. See, this screw is being passed there on lateral side. But since it is S-shaped, this also cannot be a very long one, and there is a possibility that this screw may come out sometime. So this is intramedullary fixation in case of clavicle, and these are the plates where type of plates are available, which are also important to hold it. So this is another design by which you can hold the fracture in a plate. So you have this plate device here like this. So these are the various plates coming up. or nowadays pre-contour this sort of plate which is shape is separate. SFP is nowadays available, which is better to apply, easy to apply and hold the fragment better. But in the case of the straight plate, you may need to do the contouring of the plate to hold the fragments in better way. So complications, it may go for medial, it may go for infection, it may go for non-union, it may go for neurovascular injury, as I said, and sometimes, of course, there are the scapulothoracic dislocation. So this is your question. Now your question is that, Dinanko, so everybody must give me a reply of this question.
Yes, sir.
94350-31719 number. So your question, today's question is that which part of the clavicle flexure common? Medial one third, middle one third, lateral one third. Now SMS or WhatsApp me this reply. So every day there will be a question. This is also not for the here, but it's also important for MCQ. Important for MCQ. This is MCQ question I'm giving. Dinanko?
Yes, sir.
So what is your reply? Middle one third, or lateral one third? This is your question. I am expecting this reply within 5 to 10 minutes in this mobile number or in the email address like this. Over there. So today's class is basically to talk about the clavicle flexure, the shape and size, the anatomy of the clavicle, the muscle attached to it, then a fracture, how it can happen, direct trauma, indirect trauma, then how do you diagnose this fracture, then do the X-ray, confirm the diagnosis. Most of the time it can be treated by conjugal treatment. Sometimes you may need to go operation, which are two types. One is intermediate fixation by screw, and there is the plate fixation. Okay, sir? This is in nutshell about the fracture clavicle. Application of the clavicle belt supporting with a triangular sling is also important in this pattern. So this is in nutshell about the fracture clavicle. Dimanko, কথাটো বুজি পালা নাই? ভাৰ্গৱ ক'ত গ'ল? ভাৰ্গৱ? ভাৰ্গৱ? এতিয়া আজি কুৱেশ্যনটোৰ উত্তৰ দিয়া এতিয়া। আজি কুৱেশ্যন হৈছে which part of the clavicle commonly get fracture? Medial one third, middle one third, lateral one third. আৰু তাতে এতিয়া MCQ কুৱেশ্যন দিয়া হয় আৰু নম্বৰ দিয়া হ'ব। MCQ preparation is also important for your entrance. This is a MCQ question in relation to fracture clavicle. হ'বনে? হ'ব sir. তেতিয়াহ'লে আজিলৈ সামৰো, তোমালোকে ৰিপ্লাই দিবা। হ'ব? Any question আছে নে? Do you have any question to you to ask? কিবা question সুধিব আছে নে সুধিব পাৰা? You can ask me any question in relation to clavicle fracture. নাই, question নাই ন? হ'ব তেতিয়াহ'লে।